Shannon Sharp said he pretty much gave us reasons why he never got married, and we're going to play that clip right now, which we thought was super interesting.
I'm looking to get about, hey, I'm about to be 55. I'm about to be double nickel.
Double nickel, yeah?
Double nickel.
Double nickel. What you think about it, though?
I want to get
wait. Let's pretend these cameras ain't here.
Yeah.
It's me and you, Bob Sharp. I've been talking like they ain't here anyway. What your views on marriage? What do you think?
I would have loved to have gotten married earlier in my career, but my career was the most important thing. So I was no good. I was a terrible father. I probably was a terrible brother, a terrible son. I definitely was a terrible boyfriend because football was the most important thing. Right. I was consumed with that. And I was consumed with that because I wanted to get my grandmother and my family out of the conditions that I grew up in. And I said, if I had kids, I didn't want them to spend 1 hour, let alone a year like I spent. So I focused on that. That was the only thing that mattered.
Right.
And I had a lot of women say they could be okay with being with number 2 to football. But when it came right down to it and they see how devout I was in it, they couldn't be.
Right.
And I said, okay. But now I started to realize as I've gotten older in my life, everything that I've accumulated doesn't mean anything if I don't have anybody to share it with. And it took me spending time alone to realize that, yes, Shannon, you're great at what you do. You're in the Hall of Fame. You accomplished a lot. But at the end of the day, who do you share it with?
Ooh, gems.
Since we're talking about love, sometimes you could be too in love with something that you do where it keeps you from finding that other spark outside of what you're doing.
And the question I had was, I feel like that happens a lot. People are consumed with their career a lot and they don't prioritize it. But I feel like I've heard him say that. I've heard Shaq recently say that he felt like he wasn't good he wasn't good to his wife and he feels lonely. And I start to think like, how many men kind of realize too late in life? Obviously they can still find someone, right? But they, like you say, he's supposed to be 55 years old. Usually maybe in your 30s, 40s is when you're settling down. And I'm like, how many men realize too late in life that having that family is important or having someone to share it with, even if you're not married, but just someone to share it with?
Yeah. A lot of men realize that, and we're seeing especially entertainers and people like that realizing that they were too focused on their business. And Eric Thomas says this quote all the time, and I want to repeat it. He said, making money in your business is the easy part. But where is your family? Where are your kids? Where are your spouse at? We can have all the money in the world, but if we don't have people to share that money with or share that time with, what's the whole reason that we're doing the thing that we're doing? Because we got to remember the true reason that we're here on earth. The reason that we're here on earth is not money. No one's going to say that, oh, you're the richest man in the world. That's fantastic. But what are your kids going to say? What are your family going to say? You're going to say you're the richest man in the world, but you didn't spend time with me. You didn't spend time with your wife. You didn't spend time with your kids. You have all the money in the world, but if you're not using that money to spend time with the people who actually matter, none of it will actually matter. They're not going to put your net worth on your tombstone.
Right.
No one's going to put your net worth on your tombstone saying, I was worth $2.5 billion. Your tombstone says your name, father,
brother,
son, husband, great caring individual. So we spend all this time trying to make all the money in the world, but we're forgetting the true reason that we're here. And a lot of times that true reason is to spend time with the people who matter most.
Which is funny because, and I wonder if it just has to do with the career that they're in, because I know that you have said, and I've seen stats that say most men in like a higher level in companies, directors, managers are married.
Yeah.
Right? Most men that make it further in their career are married. So I wonder if it just has to do with the role that they're in, the life that they're in, that makes them not like settle down right away. Probably.
I think a lot of it has to come down to your lifestyle.
Yeah.
So a married person is normally more focused than a single person. If I'm married, that means I can focus on one thing. And that one thing may be my wife. That one thing may be my kid. And I can say most managers and directors at my company were married men. And they were able to, all of them were married men. We had 25, 30, and all of them were married men. That means they have a single focus. That means they're all in alignment. That means that they could come around a group of like-minded people with common values, common alignment. And we're all married. We all have kids. We all have a family. And we all have a common goal in the company.
Yeah.
If I'm bringing a single person into a married group, you're not going to fit in because our goals may not be in alignment with each other.
Yeah, you could kick it, but yeah.
You can kick it, but we are not going to be on the same ship steering the same boat. We could be in the same, we could hang out. We could be on the same boat when we're not steering in the same direction as bringing a single person into the married group. So a lot of men that are married at my previous company, you could say like they're all in alignment with what they're doing and they got one clear goal.
Because it's bigger than just them.
I mean, that's what life really is.
Yeah.
Life should be that is bigger than what you're doing.